All right, and welcome back, guys. It is time for one final weapon review on Black Ops Cold War. The hammer and sickle launched yesterday. We've already done the dark aether in one game. I've got a pretty good feel for this weapon, and Vanguard starts tomorrow, so this is going to be the last day of us posting Cold War videos, and this is going to be one of the last ones. But in this video, we're going to sit and test out the hammer and sickle and see if they finally have a melee weapon that can beat the ETOOL and can beat the SAI, because right now, those are the two top dogs, depending on what you're doing. With that being said, let's go ahead and load right into game. And just like that, we're now loaded into Outbreak with Silky. The first thing we're going to test is how it compares to the ETOOL speed-wise. As you guys know, the ETOOL is the single fastest weapon to hold in the entire game. It's even faster than the fist, and we're going to see if it gets the same properties as the ETOOL. So we're going to line up right here, and on the count of go, we're going to 3, 2, 1, go, and we're going to... All right, doesn't matter. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Wait, is it keeping up? Actually, no. Yeah, no, nope. All right, so as you can see there, no, it doesn't appear to have any additional speed boost. This is going to let you run just as fast as you do with a normal knife. The ETOOL is still going to be the single fastest if you're just trying to go in a direction like that. Silky is just absolutely gaining a bunch of speed on me. All right, and now for the next test. As you guys know, when they introduced the SAI melee weapon, it actually allows you to jump higher. With that, we're going to try to side cancel and see if the hammer and sickle gets any sort of, jumping boost like the SAI's does. So Silky's got the SAI, I've got the hammer and sickle. On go, we're going to go. So 3, 2, 1, and go. And yeah, as you can see, the hammer and sickle does not have any additional jump properties. The SAI, if you're doing the slide canceling, is just going to body this. So far, testing out the hammer and sickle, it is a two-handed melee weapon, but it doesn't allow you to run any faster than a normal melee weapon, and it doesn't allow you to jump any higher. So from what it seems, it doesn't have any special properties. So now let's go ahead and test the knife speed of the weapon. And just like that, we're now loaded into D-Machine, and we've got both the hammer and sickle, and we've got the ETOOL here, and we're going to do a few tests. The one thing about these melee weapons is a lot of times with melee weapons, you get multiple different animations. Like if you were to use the baseball bat, that has different animations, and depending on the animation you use affects how many times you're going to swing per minute. But the thing about the ETOOL is the ETOOL only has one swing animation. The ETOOL is going to always swing the same amount of times per minute every time. And the hammer and sickle works pretty similarly. So you've got two different swing animations with this. You've got the left attack, which is this fast, and then you have the right attack, which is quite a bit longer. So if you are going to use the hammer and sickle, whatever your left attack is, so it'd be like left trigger on controllers for mouse, it's your left, click button. And I don't know why they do this, but like the left is just so much quicker. There is definitely no reason to use the right. So here's the left, and then over here, let's try it against the right. And there's the right. You can see a noticeable difference between the two. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare the ETOOL and how many times it can swing per minute and how many times the hammer and sickle can swing per minute using its main attack. And this is going to be accurate because there isn't any alternate swing effects. You're always going to be doing the quickest one, which, like I said, this test is hard to do if you're doing it with like the mace or something, because you can't really control which swing attack you're doing. But with both these weapons, you 1000% control exactly which one you're going to use. All right, so first up, we're going to do the ETOOL. I'm going to swing it for exactly a minute and see how many I get. We already know the number for this, but just for, just in case they change something, we're going to get the exact amount of times I can swing this in 1 minute, and then we're going to do it for the hammer and sickle. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So in that testing, I got 107 swings with the ETOOL. Now let me rinse and repeat and do the exact same thing with the fast attack for the hammer and sickle. 1, 2, 3, 98, 99, 100. So there we go. Just did the entire thing, and in 1 minute, I was able to swing about 100 times. Keep in mind, since these are hand counted results, they're not going to be exactly perfect, and there's a little bit of discrepancies that are going to happen. But yeah, the ETOOL I did 107 times, and the hammer and sickle was 100 times. And I can just kind of tell by looking at the ETOOL is just a little bit faster. Look at the hammer and sickle go here. And then same thing. Now let's go ahead, and here's the ETOOL. Also, maybe a little bit of bias. The ETOOL just kind of sounds cooler. Just a tad bit. Listen to this. So here's a slice of the ETOOL, and then here's the hammer and sickle. I don't know. The slice of the ETOOL is a little bit cooler in my opinion, but that's definitely a subjective thing. But yeah, from what it seems like, not only does the hammer and sickle not have a unique property, it also isn't as fast as the ETOOL. So I don't know. This is the last melee weapon in Cold War, and it just doesn't really have a use. It's not a bad one. We get a lot of bad melee weapons. Like, there's a lot of things like, you know, the sledgehammer that is completely useless. And this isn't even close to being completely useless. It's just, I mean, there's just better options in the game. All right, let's go ahead and Pack-a-Punch it and see what the Pack-a-Punch camo looks like on this bad thing. So yeah, this is actually the variant version, and it looks honestly super sick here. And I mean, with that, that's pretty much all we have left to say about this. There's really not much else. I know this is a short video, guys, but I mean, there's not much else we could test out. It's just, it's slower than the ETOOL. It's slower than the SAI, and it has no unique properties. So there's really no reason to use this and unlock this unless you're just looking for something to do, like unlocking camos. But if you've bought Vanguard, I mean, Vanguard pretty much comes out tomorrow. So it's a weird time for a melee weapon like this to come out. It really doesn't do anything special. And on top of that, it's just, I think this is the latest in a COD game's life cycle we've ever got a brand new weapon. I don't think in COD history, at any other point in time, have we got a DLC melee weapon one day before the embargo list for the next Call of Duty. Legitimately like 20 hours before the next COD launches. Oh, this is the Inspect. I haven't showed this off. The Inspect's pretty sick. It's definitely got one of the more unique ones. It's long, but it's pretty sick. It is definitely one of the better Inspects. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video being the final weapon testing video on Black Ops Cold War. But trust me, we are going to continue this series into Vanguard. As soon as we get all the basic information out of the way, we're pretty much going to start the Pack-a-Punch testing videos up in Vanguard, and we're going to one by one go through every single weapon in Vanguard, and we're going to find what the best weapons are in each category. And I'm ready to have a lot of fun in Vanguard. Hopefully the zombie mode's good. Hopefully it's fun for us to make content and we all enjoy it as much as we enjoy Cold War. But with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, but with a different game.